Hi, my name is Amy and thank you very much for watching. It has been a while and I almost apologize for that, but I have been on vacation and sick, so no apologies from me there. I am going to be starting my Discord lounge and sharing my screen there. Yes, indeed I am. And I'm not certain that anyone's going to show up because I've been sick and on vacation. So this might be me just talking to myself and going through the walkthrough, which is also a fine way to go about things. So I am sharing my screen on Discord. You should be able to see this on Twitch and YouTube, and I'm starting a Twitter space because I can, and I'm not even in the right account. So yeah, we will get set up. I will invite people to the space. Start now. Yeah, I do want to invite people this time because I totes forgot. To do that before. And I definitely should have told people about this, but I didn't, so things happened. I'm not sure if I'm going to get, I've invited 20 people to here, and so I will be liking and retweeting my own room. See, it says reconnect. Weird. Okay, so the last space I did, because I canceled a couple of my Wednesday spaces because I've been sick on vacation, no one showed up, but apparently 25 people showed up afterwards to listen to the replay, but the whole thing was silent because there's no reason for me to talk if no one's there. So this time I am now unmuted on here, and because this is a walkthrough, and when I say I'm on vacation, what I also mean is I did a 4-week hackathon. That was very stressful, and it started 2 weeks before I did the animal farm, ended 2 weeks after, and I've been waiting for 2 weeks, and we were selected as finalists, and I have a big pitch that I need to prepare for on Monday. So my throat is still a little bit sore, so we are only doing one of these today, and I didn't advertise this at all because reasons, but it will be here for the records, and I will be doing more this week. I'm looking at, so it's 2 p.m. today right now. Hey, how are you? 5 p.m. on Monday, 11 a.m. on Tuesday, 8 p.m. on Wednesday, and 12 noon on Thursday. And then I will be doing Christmas and not banned books art, nothing technology for a few days until the New Year's, and let myself reset and then look into the new year. So it kind of sounded like someone showed up, but there are 0 people here, so I don't know if this is like I'm not a blue check mark, so I'm not getting thing, or all of my friends are busy, or it's fine. But so right before this, when you first go into here, this is the first thing that you see, which are the little duckies from the Happy Monday tribe. So you have the Grinch and Elf, and then this fantastic snow globe from Yolantis, And this cute little kitten from me, because who doesn't like kitten presents under the tree? And back here we have Carrie Zeller's Merry Grinchmas, which these are cute little additions. And for some reason, we decided to have a big black box, which is actually Levitated Arts' let me see, I do have it up on my screen, I believe. Nope. I literally had it up because I was like, oh, we should get this so that people can actually see it. But yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like. It is, for those listening on the Twitter space, it is a big red, it's a 3-second thing, but basically a snowy scene of a red candy ball with it looks cooler in the metaverse because it's on repeat, but yeah. Anyway, so we have Astromust because who doesn't want to be an astronaut for Christmas? And then we have Alana's Winter Wizard over here. And Chon Li. Go us. So, confession, if I am the only person here, we are going to be doing some screen shares of, are we really just not going to load any of these today? Is that what's going to happen? So NFT Eve, this is a super cool one because it is the Star of Bethlehem. Let's actually play this because it's super cool. I think there's actually noise and I just never play it with noise. Sorry. But yeah. So we have the Star of Bethlehem here. And I don't even know if I like reload. I tried to get rid of all of my I don't want to sign in as that. I want to sign in as this. So we go to the dashboard. I can enter the gallery. Did I not push that change up? That should have been pushed up last night. Deployment failed. Oh no. I went to bed thinking it was all good. Well. I'm just gonna do Railway up again and see if it just works. That's a bummer. I really went to bed thinking that worked. Whoops. Anyway, this is why live demonstrations are the devil. So let's go to the right over here. And we will screen grab this as I explain what we are looking at. Okay. I'm making sure in my head that I am actually saying the correct names because, you know. So let's get this correct. Thank you for whoever is tuning in on YouTube. I do appreciate it. So we have the art by Edwin over here, and then Elham on the wall, and that is from Stacy Mayers here. This cool piece over here is Death by Musty Magic. This is another piece by Ilham. And then we have Visual Sellers, the Christmas Time Frida, and another Stacy Meyer piece. So we are going to save this and put this on to Twitter just because I can. Efficiency, okay. We are doing efficiency. Yeah, 2 p.m. on a Saturday is a little rough. I probably should have. I knew I was only doing one today, but this worked for my schedule, so this is fine. I am totally okay with this, honestly. So I will go back and properly tag people for the next time, but having this out here will definitely help. So, okay, so we're just not going to say anything. We're just going to have more video clips. This is fine. And then maybe that build will not fail and we can go through everything. Okay, so as you can see, we are in the middle of an ice palace. So let's go into the next chamber, which we're gonna screen grab this too because sure. What are you doing? QuickTime. Okay, QuickTime is over here. This is the problem with having 3 screens. Here. So, yeah. So we see Edwin's on the left and Elham on the right, and we're going to go through our first snow transition. I just think it's cool. It's like a raceway. So here we have a piece by Stacy Mayers, and then PD here, and then Brett Jolliffe with the Bigfoot Shreds collaboration that we have, and this is by Seth Quinn. And is there one more over here? No, there is not. So these are all fantastic pieces. So when I was doing my own walkthroughs, I need to have someone here to tell me, do they want to go see the outside or do they want to do all of the inside stuff? Let's do all of the inside stuff first, and then we'll take a grand tour on the Outer Banks. So none of the videos are loading right now. It happens sometimes. I think my internet is being slow. So, but I'll show you Tina's stuff later. So this is, I'm gonna go through this again because I'm pretty sure this is from Seth Quinn. Yes, it is. And then, is this Yolantis? Okay. And then, I think this is from Pixie. Okay. So, yeah, none of the video recordings are playing nice. So this is Pixie's Winter Wonderland. You can see up there. And then this is Ebenezer Scrooge for the Christmas Carol. And then this is Seth Quinn in this chamber. So I feel like there's been more than 2 of these, but hey. So this time, instead of filling out the Google form like we normally do, I just let people fill out a DM to me. So I do not have as much information as I normally do. This is Tolantis, right? Tolu Stark. Okay, so this room is predominantly Tolu Stark. And then just 1 Seth Quinn. So we will do this pretty quickly. Yeah. So this is Tolu Stark's pieces, the Warrior Santas. And then this piece right here is from Seth Quinn. And then there is another Tolu Stark piece. So a bunch of Tolu Stark in this room, but it's very themed what he did. So okay. So that's tweeted out. Thank you for your patience for the 0 people that are watching. I also am locked out of my phone, which is great. Oh, Petey's here. Inviting you to speak. Hey, Petey, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was wondering what was going on with the audio, but I think it was on my end. Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm here. What's it called? I took my parents to go out to eat today, and I'm back home. What's up?
I was a little afraid. Every time I ask you what's up, you're like, my parents had another spill or like got into a car accident or something. So I was like, oh no, what happened now? But I'm glad that you were able to get them to eat and no incidences. So thank you very much for coming. I super appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, when it comes to my parents, I mean, they're always doing something, which, like, my dad, he had a accident when he was working for Coastal Transport. He was a truck driver, and because of that accident, he's considered disabled. So there's a lot of things that he shouldn't be doing, but he does anyway. So that's it. And then my mom, you know, she is as stubborn as they come, and she should be taking care of herself, but she never does. So it's like one of those things that, you know, something is always happening in my house, which is crazy. Like a couple of days ago, we all had a stomach flu.
Oh no.
And my mom brought it in from somewhere, I don't know, and it was just crazy because I got it, but it wasn't so bad. Like, just one day after another, it was okay. But one of my sisters, we had to take her to the emergency room because she was super dehydrated, and she just looked super pale. Like, it was just crazy. Just crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, I just want your entire family to be healthy next year. Like, that's my one goal. So,
I know.
but yeah, thank you so much for coming. How was your mint party? Like, I don't know if I was there the whole time. Have you
So
had more?
it was. I was very thankful for the people who went, but it was genuinely terrible. But it's because I got no support from Voxel or whatsoever, and I still don't get any support from Voxel, which is kind of weird, you know. And I've been trying to put the collection on Supercluster, but it just does not work. It doesn't import anything that I've done. So the one way to do it would be to have one of us, buy it, buy one, and like see if we can. Because I have ownership. It's weird. Because like on OpenSea, I can adjust everything, the price, and all that stuff. On Etherscan as well, I can go in and change whatever it is that I want, and it's just on Supercluster I can't. It's weird. It's super weird. I don't know.
I got the message this morning that they're introducing lazy minting, which is good because I wasn't paying $17 to mint an NFT I was planning to sell for $10.
Yes. I tried minting something, and it was like around. I want to say it was like around 3 o'clock in the morning when I tried, and they were charging me $1.50. So I feel like that's the good time to mint. But even then, like that's still crazy that they don't have that yet.
Hi, old man. I have never met you before, but thank you very much for coming. Petey and I are just catching up because we are friends and we are starting to do the walkthrough of my metaverse gallery, which is available on bandbooks.art. Um, but we're in Twitter Spaces, which is not a visual space, but you know, whatever. Uh, it's fine. Um, but yeah, regarding Voxel, it was great to see Queen in your space. I didn't realize they did her dirty like that. So, um, like, as long as I'm not involved in the drama, like I can live on that. So, I'm really happy that I went to your mint party. I need to ask you, Petey, what is your PFP about? Like, who gave that to you? What project is that?
Okay. So the PFP, since I've been sleeping late and doing stuff at night, I've been joining into Queen's, all of her gang and her friends' spaces and stuff. And there's one in particular called Ox Tribe, if I'm not mistaken. They're really cool. They're very supportive. They heard me out, and there's one person who wants to do a collaboration with me and whatnot. So when they
I feel
were
like
doing
there's been
their
a mistake.
minting, I was like, something, this is pretty cool. It might actually, be good in the long run. So I felt like it was a good investment. So I bought like 2 NFTs from them. Yeah. They're from the Ox Tribe Apes or something like that. I have no idea. But what else? What else? Oh yeah, and I joined their Discord, and they're very friendly. Yeah. And what they do is that they have like mega spaces where they have, for example, they'll obviously show their stuff, right? But they'll bring in an artist, a particular artist, and they'll talk about their project, and the entire space is about that. And I thought that was really cool because they're helping like small time artists like ourselves, and even like big projects, but they do it like equally, which is so weird because I was like, this is what Voxel should be, but it's not for some reason. I don't know what's going on with them. Uh, Uber Geek. I don't know what they're doing or what he's doing, but it's I don't know. I just feel so bummed out by it because everything that they're trying to do is not working. I guess on our end, but when it comes to Queen and her own projects and her own circle of friends, it works very well. So yeah.
Hey, speaking of Voxel X, Artmeta X, get up here, and then we can complain about them together. Sorry, old man. This we are all creative partners with Voxel X, and none of us have officially cut ties, but all of us are inner feelings about how it like I predicted.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
Hey, Art Meta.
What's up?
How is your
I'm
collection?
feeling better. I'm feeling better. At least it's in my head. I'm feeling better. Let's go.
I am so glad that you are feeling better. I know, like, you caught like the flu, right?
Yeah. Been beating me up for the last week, but like today I woke up feeling better than yesterday. So that's good. I got some rest. I want to think that's a big part of it.
100%. That's why I'm only doing one of these mint part. It's not a mint party either. Normally on the opening day I do 3 of these, but I'm only doing one today because I've been sick for like almost a whole month, and I don't want my throat to be sore. And we'll just do it the whole week. So thank you very much for coming.
So what's up? What's going on? Hey, PD. The other little old. I don't want to say your name. Old man. Wow, that's unique. How are you, sir? That's a unique profile name. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so did you see that they're introducing lazy minting today on Voxel?
I saw a post in the creative parties group. I saw some updates. I saw lazy minting. Some other updates. I didn't really get to digest it because I was just breezing through the chat, like scrolling through the chat. But I do know they made some updates like today.
Oh, hey, Droppies! Let's get you up on here on the speaker panel, too. I absolutely did not mention this to anybody, so I appreciate everyone that comes, that's come. Hey, Art Meta, your house is really noisy right now. When you're not speaking, would you mind muting? Thank you. You know, you're like one of my favorites, but it's just like distractingly loud. But it's great because you have kids, and that's what happens. They make noise. So I'm glad that you're feeling better, Art Meta X. His name is Lorenz. So how is your collection that you minted? You wound up minting it all in Tezos, right?
Yeah, I ended up minting on Tezos. Like each piece has 5. Zane, turn down the TV. Each piece has 5 collections. I'm doing a space today, Gorilla Mansions space. Doing the giveaway, giving away an edition of DMX, which should be pretty turned down.
Oh my gosh, Sabrina is here, and I can see her. She's never visible to me when I'm in the space with her. Also, Artmeta X, are you speaking? Because I definitely can't hear you. Petey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just lagged out, but I'm back. Augmented X is not talking.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm working on it, but like promoting it, working on it, trying to connect with like the different communities that like a part of in terms of NFTs, um, posting, at least off the ground, it's out there. It's now I can go and speak about it, and that was like my whole point with Voxel, because like interestingly, I saw someone posting in the partnership group the exact same thing I was saying. Like, what do artists like myself do at this point in like waiting for them, especially if you're doing like your first collection, and like your collection is like a one-on-one like mine, not really like a project, but you're just starting out, like this is your kickoff. Like, what do you do? Like, do you just sit and just wait and wonder and wait for updates? And I'm not gonna advise like any artist like in the group to wait anything out. Like, yeah, you could still drop a collection with them. Not telling you to drop them or whatever, that would be your choice. But to sit and wait right now in like how the market is, and just wait and have your stuff listed on their marketplace where no traffic is like really coming. Eventually the traffic is gonna come. I wanna think so, as they make more improvements. But to be frank, waiting as a creative right now, if you're really serious about what you're doing, and if you want to do more um, collections and projects and try to get yourself out there, at this time it's time to build. It's time, even if you don't sell, at least people are aware that you are a creative, you're creating, this is your work. At least your name is going to be getting out there once people see your work, right? And that's how I see it. So for me, just sitting and waiting, saying, "Oh, Voxel is like waiting for updates," it's crazy. There's no way I'm gonna do that. If you're thinking about what you're doing as a business, it's not lucrative for you in any way. With your time, with exposure, it's crazy. So I'm not gonna tell anybody to be like, "Oh, wait it out." Yeah, you could leave your stuff there, and if you do decide and picks everything picks up, you can drop a collection with them. But to wait it out, nah, it's crazy. It's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
It's
it's definitely putting all of your horses in one race. Like, you should, like, in my opinion anyway, like, be on multiple blockchains, have, multiple collections, like, but each artist is different in like how much they produce, and like I have AI art. I have like 10,000 pieces that I can put up at any one time, but like, more traditional artists, they might only put out 2 or 3 pieces a year. So it just depends. And I think, well, I mean, we've discussed this, and I totally agree with how you've gone about this, where it's like they can have your second or third collection, and it's never going to hurt. It's not going to hurt either party, because like if you get a collector base, you can send them to Supercluster. It's not like people are that, like, as long as they can connect their wallet and spend their money, they don't really care which marketplace they're on, really, as long as they don't like get actively scammed.
But yourself as if you're starting out, this is like your first go at this. Because I mean, I've been in the space for months, for a while. This is from since May, right?
Yes, and it is. Yeah, I think
And I've only built my presence like I would say organically, without even really showing too much of my art and crazy shilling that people do. That's not what I did. I've just been here supporting, trying to support everybody, trying to, at least um, give insight to really good topics on spaces and stuff like that. And then after that, I kind of little by little, I started to reveal that, hey, I'm an artist. Like, I do art, and this is um this is a road that I'm going down, and I'm beginning with like one of ones. So they can't be like, and I mean, Rob said he's not really holding anybody back, right? And they shouldn't. But at the end of the day, if you're saying, oh, it's proof of concept, but there was crazy hype before they launched the thing, right? So everybody thought that this thing is going to be working, is going to be ready to go. You know, they said they were doing all this crazy marketing and all this stuff, and it was really hyped. And then, boom, you drop it, and you're like, okay. Now you're saying, okay, this is okay, guys. This is proof of concept.
Yeah.
But the hype behind it was not like that. You were given a guaranteed product. Like, this is what we given. Multi-chain, boom, boom, from the jump. This is what they said. It's not. I'm not making this stuff up. And then when you get there, you like, what? Like, the gas fee is so high. You like, what? Look, I
Yeah.
don't really like OpenSea. I go on OpenSea, I see the gas fee compared to their gas fee. I'm like what? What's going on? Like, and then these are not the things that you said, hey, you gonna produce, right? So it's like similar to projects rugging. It's like a guy telling you, oh, I got all this stuff for my project, and then you waiting, then it's like it doesn't deliver. Almost the same thing. It's like almost the same thing. You did not deliver what you said you was gonna give, right? So people now are like disappointed, and I just smiled when I saw that lady, that whoever that artist was yesterday in the chat. I was like, wow, you see, I'm not the only person thinking this, right? There are many other
Yeah, it's
creators.
certainly very validating. I just want to say hi to Sabrina really quick. Hey, girl. I feel like we never ever get to see each other in spaces because for some reason you're always incognito.
Uh, yeah, fortunately, still visible now. I've just been kind of busy, a little behind schedule on some projects, but I figured I'd stop in and just catch up and see how all your stuff's going.
Oh my gosh. I'm so as for someone that is trying to like offload what she's doing and like slow things down. I really am like super duper busy. The hackathon that I did last month, it went through the 2 week judging period, and then we have our final pitches on Monday. So I am preparing for that. It has to be a 3 minute pitch, and I'm at like 3:10 consistently. So it is not my fault that we've done so much in 4 weeks. That there's a lot to talk about. So but it is what it is. I'm not like I'm complaining, but like not really. Like I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be amazing. And I really hope that we win. Just because, well, I feel like I put my team through hell. So let's let's get some kind of reward out of the effort that we made.
Is the hackathon project hosted anywhere currently to check it out?
Yes. I'll actually put. We have actually a Twitter account. It's called OPTIMAZ, and then it's .me for the website, but it's OptimizeMe for the Twitter account. Just no period. But it's a timed meta maze game, or yeah, it's a metaverse game. So I can't talk and type at the same time. Me. Okay. So basically, like, you pay to go into the maze, and then um, we used an API to get the images from a second collection that are AI generated images, and you have to find the images and click on them and capture the images. And at the end of the game, you have an opportunity to make a souvenir um, NFT, an AI generated NFT based off the words you found. And then those are actually the same images that are shown in the maze. So, like, the images that you find are the images that were made from previous people playing the maze. And yeah, so we used NiftyKit, um, Optimism, and OpenSea for this, which is the exact challenge for the Encode Metaverse challenge, hackathon challenge. So I'm really like, you can tell I was like an A student in school because I was like, okay, well, here are the challenges and here's how we're going, like, in the rubric. And I was like, we need memes. They have memes as a category of the thing, and people are like, they don't give a shit about memes. And I'm like, no, like, we have to have memes in this, you guys. And I was like, I can't believe I'm stressing about memes, but like, this is my life right now. But I also today this is the first walkthrough of the Christmas Carol metaverse for Banned Books Art, and instead of doing 3 openings today like I normally do, we are spacing it out throughout the week. That way I can save my voice and clean my house and the usual. And then starting next year, we're doing the custom metaverse quarterly. That way we can actually advertise what artists are in in each gallery, and then also we'll have something to do every month, but it's only going to be one custom metaverse. It takes like 3 to 4 weeks to make one properly, and having it every month means that there's just not enough time to make it and then advertise that it happened.
Yeah, you definitely have like enough of a backlog to do that too. So it's cool to see you like being able to take that time to like, tweak on the other features and stuff like that. So I'm really, really excited I already know you're going to do a lot of amazing things next year as well, just like you did this year. So, and congrats on making it that far in the hackathon. That sounds like a really, really awesome project. So that's very, very cool and inspiring.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Sabrina. I appreciate that. And on Monday night at 5 p.m., I'm going to have a hackathon after party so that I can let go of all of my nervous energy from the whole experience. So you are all invited. So what have you been up to, Sabrina?
I'm so behind on everything, to be honest, but mainly I am working with vectorization and embeddings with OpenAI, like with text models, and just working on some like dream journal concepts to like do semantic search and try to like pick out like hidden meanings and stuff in people's journals and dream journals. But really, I'm just like even learning how to use a vector database right now, to be honest. So it's not that exciting yet, but yeah, it's mostly been working on that recently.
Yeah, so I got my master's degree in management information systems, and some of the courses I took were about machine learning. So, I mean, it's been like a decade at this point, but I'm always like, yeah, sure, I know machine learning. And then I like hear all the cool shit actual data scientists do, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm not qualified to do that in any way, shape, or form. But I will definitely use your AI stuff. I keep seeing like your bots and like you mentioning bots, and I'm like, this seems super cool that like people are actually getting these things to work.
Yeah, I need to like take a page from your book too, and like I've been kind of putting out projects sporadically, but I haven't really not been doing a good job of like making a unified like presence with it and trying to kind of promote the stuff I do. So that's another thing for like the new year is I want to try to like do a focus push to be more organized with and put myself out there more now that I have like some more projects finally starting to actually get finished.
If you want me to, I can invite you to, there's like, it's kind of like an accelerator boot camp type thing, but you work on your own project. But it's like a 6-week intensive like study group thing where you work on your own projects, and like you have like they hold you accountable. So it's like an accountability thing. I got invited, and I read on the website what was happening, and I thought it was starting in February. So I was like, yeah, that sounds fine. But then she was like, it's starting today. And I was like, I promised myself that if I got through this stupid hackathon and launched this thing on time for Banned Books Art, that I would have an entire week to clean my condo because it is freaking gross. And if I do, because I am allergic to dust, so I know I'm gonna feel like shit. So like I'm gonna clean and then just be sick, and then like I'll be fine. But I need to like actually give myself time to not do, because like I enjoy coding, so I gravitate to coding. I don't enjoy cleaning, so I don't gravitate towards cleaning. But now I'm sitting in my own mess, and so I was like, I cannot do it for the first 2 weeks. And it was like a problem. I was like, I am not going to feel guilted into coding during Christmas. So I will apply for the February one. And because I am kind of a little bit of a junkie for like accountability project based things, but it will definitely be things I'm already working on. So if you want, I can give you the information for that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I definitely would like check it out because yeah, accountability stuff, especially around like that concept, could probably be pretty helpful. So yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, and their website, from what I can tell, they actually do focus a little bit on AI stuff. So you might actually wind up in a group with people that understand that type of thing. Hey, Dr. Wu, how are you?
Good, Amy. I just got back from my daughter was having a sale of the different knickknacks and pins and things that she sells, and I gave her about 10 prints to sell of my artwork for her table, and she seemed to be doing pretty good. So we just got back from that.
You gave her like a Cricut machine a while ago, right?
Well, yeah, that was the story of we went to go buy her like a $10 or $15 tool for cutting out circles for her badge maker, and walked out with a $300 Cricut machine. But you know, we realized it was her birthday in 10 days, and I hadn't bought her anything yet, so we went and picked her up from work, and we said, surprise, early birthday present, and she's using it like crazy. So she's getting a lot of good use out of it.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I was gonna go somewhere with that, but absolutely no. I'm glad that she's using it. And I was in the car with my mom a few months ago, and she was like, "Should I get this Kodak film machine that basically it's like a scanner, but for like the old like photo negatives?" And I was like, no, don't buy it. And then I was like, that would be the perfect Christmas gift for her. And we are this many days from Christmas. And today I was like, oh shit, I haven't bought my mom anything for Christmas. So I think when I get off of this space that we will be looking up those type of scanners for her. So yeah, like 10 days before Christmas, 10 days before her birthday. Yes, there's definitely a linear piece of thought there.
Yeah, you know, when you talk about photos like that, and growing up, you know, my parents had the actual negatives from the film cameras and that stuff will stick around longer than any of this digital stuff. Because what people fall into, and they don't realize this, I read an article about it well over 10 years ago. And what happens is we lose a lot of stuff called what they call the digital black hole. So people do not back up their computers. people do not back up their phones. They hold off too long until the phone gets stolen, damaged, lost, and so they really never come out with a good way of doing it. Like I thought this Seagate come out with this hard drive that as long as you had it plugged into your local, well, it was a Wi-Fi hard drive, and the idea there was all my wife had to do is walk into the house and it would automatically detect her phone and start backing up the pictures. Great idea. Well, if only it worked all the time, because half the time it didn't work. So, what happens is it's like I'll give you an example. The Library of Congress in the States, they've gone to where they use these glass discs. They're like laser discs, but they're made out of glass. And they said even those are only good for 100 years. And some people will say, well, I'm not even going to live to be 100 years old. Well, it's not for you. It's for generations to come to back up all these important events and documentation. Hey, Art, take your mic off. Thank you. So anyways, it's interesting because just think about it. When's the last time you backed up your hard drive or the photos off your phone? And I've got like a ridiculous amount of hard drive space, like upwards of about 85 terabytes. And the thing is, people will back up, but they leave the backup in their house. So if you have a fire, not only will the original go, but the backups get burnt up in the fire too. So at least go and throw it in, the backup hard drive. If you got an extra one, put it in the garage if your garage is detached from the house. Or give it to a friend or a family member to hold on to. But there's all kinds of things that we don't do when it comes to backing up important photos, important artwork, and things like that.
Yeah, I bought an LAPAL, which is like a cold storage for cryptocurrency. And I actually bought a fireproof bag to put it in because I was joking about, we went from, putting things in our bank to, from having it to the mattress to going back to putting money in the mattress. But if the money's going to be in my mattress, it should be surrounded by something that is fireproof so that if there is a fire or whatever, it's also like waterproof. So no matter what happens in my house, as long as I do not actually lose it or it gets stolen, I probably should have also bought like a laptop key lock for it. But I just not that paranoid about it. The less people that suspect I have money in my house, the less chance there is of someone like, stealing things. So, and as long as you have the seed phrase, you can like replace it. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but since the SPX thing happened, I was like, yeah, we should probably get the money off of the exchange, whatever. So we will be doing that.
Well, right now there's a lot of there's one accounting place that will no longer they're not dealing with Binance anymore or Crypto.com or several of the other cryptocurrency exchanges because they want proof that they backed up everybody who's got money on there, like a 1-to-1. And some of these sites are saying, oh yeah, we got that. But how can you trust any of them right now? The guy that runs Binance, he had a lot to do with things that happened with, the guy that got arrested and is being looked at right now. He had his hands in there too. So you don't know who to trust anymore. And then you got the guy from Binance is shooting his mouth off about Crypto.com a few weeks ago. And he did it in a way that he didn't mention Crypto.com, but everybody could tell by reading about it. Oh, he's talking about Crypto.com. So now all of a sudden, everybody, including myself, was taking their money off Crypto.com. And then Crypto.com responded by, all of a sudden you had delays of days before the money got transferred to my bank account, whereas before it didn't take that long. So, but the guy from Binance was just shooting his mouth off. So basically, it's like Stone Cold Steve Austin says from the WWE wrestling: don't trust anybody, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, so I did get the LPAL. I just have to, open up the packaging and hook it up and figure out how to transfer that stuff because, yes, we cannot trust the exchanges, and they're not FDIC secured, and it would be a travesty to just lose money because someone else is scamming me. So we're actively working on that. That's another reason why I refuse to get sucked into another hackathon at this very moment. I just there's housekeeping things in my house that are like literally cleaning, and then just like I need to back up my laptop and get onto Elapal and transfer that stuff and figure out my 2023 budget and stuff like that. So how have things been going, Dr. Wu, with all of your collections?
For me, I've been lucky in the sense that since I joined Known Origin and was finally able to mint off there, in 7 days, I've sold 13 NFTs.
That's really exciting in this market. I mean, just in general too, but that's really great. Congratulations.
Thank you. I like to spread some alpha with people. What I found is, like, for example, I was selling a Peace Off Foundation for $200 and wasn't getting any bites. So I burned it. And what I did is I turned it into an edition of, I think I made it 30, that one or something like that. So I dropped the price from $200 for the one-of-one to $20 for an edition. And so right now on Known Origin, I don't have any one-on-one sales. They're all editions of 10. And I found that in this market, it's working pretty good. I have friends that are doing this as well. That's where I got the idea from. And I've made, something like $700 in the last week. So, people talk about a bear market. Well, I'm still doing pretty good in a bear market. But I think at the same time, it, since I had lost my Twitter account that I had since 2008, Twitter took it away from me because they decided I was a big hacker. And I said, listen, all I do is show my art. How am I hacking? Well, they don't answer you back because they don't care. And now that Musk owns the company, don't be surprised if Twitter shuts right down anytime because the guy's nothing but a clown. So I had to restart my Twitter account from scratch from May of this year. And I've got something like 5,500 followers. But what I know about that group of followers, there could be a few bots in there. I know one time we did a check. We found like maybe there was 8 bots in there. And but at least I know all those followers are following because of my art, because of maybe things I've taught them in spaces, or they're people that have bought my NFTs. That's what I know about that small group of people that are following me. I'm really happy with that. I could care less if I had 10,000, 15,000. There's people that come in here and they'll say, well, I've got like 500,000 followers. I said, you got 500,000 followers? That's amazing because you know what? When you put up a tweet, you get 5 retweets of that and maybe 3 likes. So where are your 500,000 followers? Whereas I could put up a piece and get 100 likes and maybe 50 retweets. Not all the time. I'm not saying I get that all the time, but I do at times. So that means more to me than having 500,000 followers. That are they real followers, or do you have 500,000 bots, on your account? But again, it's not about followers anymore. And it's not so much about selling NFTs anymore either. A year ago, sure it was. I was like everybody else. I wanted to make money selling pieces of my artwork that I've created over the last 21 years. But now I find it's more about coming on the spaces, talking to my friends like yourself, helping you out when I can, you helping me out, which you do as well when you have your galleries and I show pieces in it. And it's more important the friends that I made and the new friends I make, and helping somebody else out. The market I was at today, a friend of mine came up to me. I said, "Hey, my friend's an artist. He wants to get into selling his art online and learn about NFTs and things like that." I said, "Well, you give me a call, and we'll have a three-way call, and I'll help him out. I'll give him some links and educate him. I'm not expecting to get paid for this. Kindness is free, and if I know something and I can help somebody, I'll do it."
100%. That is actually a really good thing with the Web3 community. Like, people will collaborate with you without any, it's kind of funny because smart contracts is about being trustless and having everything in the contract, but people will help and collaborate with you without any kind of written contract, and it turns out okay because the expectation is Dr. Wu helps me, and I might not be helping Dr. Wu directly, but then I can turn around and help PD because then I have the bandwidth to help. And so as long as you're a good community member, it is generally helpful to be able to have open collaboration. And I appreciate that aspect of Web3, of being part of people's team.
Sometimes it's simple as it doesn't cost you anything to like somebody's art. I only want likes if somebody truly likes a piece I put up. And if they want to retweet it, hey, that's great too. That doesn't cost you anything. To buy an NFT, well, everybody doesn't have money to buy NFTs, and that's understandable as well. The thing I was saying about editions, well, here I've got followers. Do they have $200 to buy that NFT? No. But they might have $20 to buy the NFT, so therefore that's why I started getting into editions. I sold pieces in the last year for as high as $1,500, and I sold probably the average piece I sold was $500. But I'm happy with getting a lower price and selling more editions. But it's not all about the money anymore. It's become more than just selling NFTs.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to disagree with here. Everything you said is true. It's about our friendships and the community, and I really enjoy being in a position to help people with my Banned Books art project, getting them. This might be the first time someone's encountered your art, trying to find new audiences that may not understand Web3 or want to deal with it directly. But if someone likes your artwork enough, they will figure out how to buy your work.
Yeah, and that of course this is one of the reasons why we all originally got into NFTs, but it's becoming more I enjoy helping people with I've been in the computers for 45 years, been using Photoshop for 21 years, just started learning more about AI stuff, but I love learning. I want to learn something every day if I can. Being at that market I went to today, there was about 70 vendors there selling all kinds of things. Had a lot of nice chat with people, had a lot of nice chats with artists, and hey, bought, came home, we spent a few bucks buying different things, and sometimes you get a nice feeling, especially at Christmas time, just trying to help somebody out. Some people might not know Photoshop really well. Do I know everything about Photoshop? Not at all. I know tons of it, but I'm still learning every day about it. And just trying to help out. Somebody asked me the other day about the graduate tool and a few different ways of using it, and I, told them how, and they're happy because I know at the same time I might not know, say, a programming question. Well, I know I can come and ask Amy, and Amy's going to help me.
Yes, 100%. Having a network of people that you can ask when you don't know things, because nobody knows everything. That's totally impossible. So having people that you trust to ask these questions is really important in this community.
Well, I think the other thing is you say the magic word there, trust. So when people come to me, and I've got 45 years in electronics, computers, right? Do I know everything? Not at all, because you can't learn it all. So when I wanted my new system, my new computer system built, I went to go see my friend who runs a computer shop by himself for a living. And I told him what I thought I wanted, and he gave me his perspective on it, and he built me a new computer system. And I've got an amazing computer that NFT's paid for, top of the line graphics card, everything. Because I don't keep up on all the latest stuff because I have a computer, so I don't track what's the latest graphics card, what's the best CPU to get, and all that stuff. But he does because that's his living. And so again, it's nice to draw upon resources from all over the place and find out. But the point I was trying to make is, like a while back, everybody knew to get on Foundation. As much as a year ago, when I first got on there, you had to know somebody on there that would give you an invite. So somebody that was already on there, if they sold their first NFT, they were given like 3 invites. So you had to know an artist on there to give you an invite. Well, I didn't know any artists on there. So I was on Twitter looking for somebody who had an invite, and this lady put up a thing and said, "Hey, I have 1 invite left. I have nobody to give it to. Send me your portfolios and I'll look at them. In the next couple of days, I'll give the invite to the person who I think deserves it." Well, she got 400 people sent her links to 400 of people's portfolios. And she messaged me back 2 or 3 days later, and she said, "Love your work." She says, "You deserve this out of the other 399 people." And, my head just swelled to 10 times its size, of course. And so that's how I got on Foundation. Well, recently, I don't know what it was, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, Foundation dropped that. They said, now anybody can mint on there. You don't need an invite. And but there was a guy in a channel in his page telling everybody, "Oh, no, you need an invite to get on Foundation." And I said to him, I said, "Do you know that is a fact?" He says, "Yeah." I says, "Well, you're wrong. You're misinforming people because you don't know what you're talking about. They dropped that whole invite thing. Now anybody can mint on Foundation." And he said, "Oh, well, I didn't know that." I said, "Well, 2 minutes ago you were telling everybody that they did need an invite. So you weren't sure about it, but you're handing out misinformation. If you're not 100% sure about something, say that you're not 100% sure. Don't talk like you are 100% sure. Because this is how people misinform other people. They don't really mean to, but they do it. So when I tell you something, I'm going to say that I'm 100% sure, or I'm going to say, I think it's this, but let's go dig into it, or go and ask somebody that knows more about this, than I do. And so let's get the facts on it rather than misinform you, because there's an awful lot of people on here that I don't think they intentionally mean to misinform people, but they do. So you always need to check several sources and several people, and even do the work on your own, like go and Google things and stuff like that.
Yes. This is, everything. I mean, there's nothing to disagree about. Like, listen to people, but then verify what they're saying, because even, like, especially when it's around, like, rapid changes in development for different, like, when a business changes a feature and it hasn't really been, like, rolled out for very long, that's, like, the most, like, well, I wouldn't say most dangerous, but, like, that's where we get the misinformation. And also, like, there are people that have, like, not a total understanding of what's happening, and then it's like playing telephone, where it's like, okay, well, now I have the vocabulary that I need in order to look this up, so thank you for that, at least. And then, you can do your own research. I always find it's fascinating to tell people to do their own research when sometimes people don't even know what tools they need in order to, like, do their own research and come up with, like, a reasonable solution.
But at the same time, how many people are on the internet don't know about Google or the existence of it? the other thing is like things like AI. I'm studying AI a lot because AI is like being stuck in the middle of a forest fire and the flames are all around you. That's how fast it moves. So every day I watch 10 to 12 or more videos just on AI, whether it's Mid-Journey stuff or Stable Diffusion that I run locally. So for a while, it was hard to train your own models. And if you didn't have a high-end graphics card like the one I just got, forget it. You're not going to be training your own models. Now there's all kinds of sites that you pay to help them train your own model. But I just trained my own model last week for the first time with pictures of my wife from a Comic-Con that we went to. And it was a lot of fun. It didn't take long on my computer. And so before you couldn't do that. And the stuff, like this AI stuff gets updated and things add on to it. Like the Stable Diffusion guys, the company that owns it, I think they're called, what are they called? It's hard to keep track of all these names. But anyways, the company that owns it, they put out Stable Diffusion for free. You do not pay to use Stable Diffusion. It's free. And any website that's using it, and there are a few, they got the software for free and they put up a web page interface to it to make it easier for you to use, and you pay them a subscription fee or whatever. That's exactly what Mid-Journey is. Mid-Journey, you have to pay a subscription fee. But the neat thing about Stable Diffusion, they put it out there free for everybody. So now they've got millions of programmers checking it for security problems, creating updates, making it better. And the thing that gives Stable Diffusion a big plus is because you can make your own models. Because both the big major companies, Sable.io, I think, is the company that owns Stable Diffusion, and Mid-Journey, they're running into a lot of problems with artists talking about suing them and Hollywood celebrities and things like that. So they're getting smart. They're taking references to Keanu Reeves and things like that out of their programs. But now, like Stable Diffusion gives you the capability to model. So if you want a better picture in your AI of Keanu Reeves, well, you go on Google, you grab a bunch of pictures of Keanu Reeves, you run the modeling software, Dream Booth, and now you've got Keanu Reeves as a Dream Booth in your own model that you own. Now, if you go and break the law and Keanu Reeves wants to sue you, well, that's your problem. That's not Stable.io's problem anymore. And Mid-Journey is doing the same kind of thing, but they're making improvements in their software all the time. I lean towards Stable Diffusion just because I think in the end they're going to be the better, more powerful program, but Mid-Journey puts out some beautiful stuff. But the problem I have with both of them is I'm used to, when you buy a print from me or a poster from me, whether I'm at a Comic-Con or one of the other art sales, you get a print that's 300 dots per inch, high res. Even with all these amazing upscaling programs, like I have Topaz Gigapixel AI, it cost me $100. It can't take the AI artwork and upscale it up so it's 300 dots per inch and it looks sharp. It's still got this kind of soft blurriness to it, and it doesn't matter how much I try to sharpen it in Photoshop, it's just not there. Will it get there? Maybe another 6 months or a year. I think it'll get there. Like Stable Diffusion just increased the quality of their models, so that's a step in the right direction. But they still haven't taken it far enough, and I'm sure Mid-Journey will too. But that's the next step. They got to get the quality up there.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't, well, I don't know if I told you this, but my work had a hackathon, and one of the teams was doing a Stable Diffusion project, and I was like, hey, I don't know any of this technology, but can I do the Stable Diffusion part? So they let me, and so I actually shipped my first Stable Diffusion instance, and I was really proud of myself. It really just turns out that you have to like clone the right Git repo and then insert your own model, and then it just kind of works. I'm not sure if that's how you do it, but like I was if I ever get more into it, I'm probably just going to buy like a Linux laptop because it doesn't work well with Macs, and just having it use its own, like it's just very resource intensive. So having its own machine that I can remote into and do it, I think would be like the best option for me. Um,
Well, if you get a laptop, that has a NVIDIA graphics set in it, like the say a 3700 series or 3080, then that'll be perfect.
Yeah, I'm writing this down because I was like, no, Amy, you don't need a specific laptop for Stable Diffusion so that you can mess with it. But then it's like, actually, I kind of do if I want to get into it. And like, it's so much cheaper than like using an EC2 instance or even like Banana Dev. Like, I don't want to have to pay, like, I would rather pay for a laptop and own like the compute power and everything than pay for the cloud and have to pay like per image.
Yeah, it gets to be when it starts adding up, like Midjourney, you have to get a subscription, and then you get addicted to it, and then you start selling your children. You get a second mortgage on the house. You go to the guy down the lane that's going to loan you the money, but if you don't pay him back in 2 weeks, he comes and breaks your legs. So that's the bad thing about Midjourney. It's an amazing software and amazing quality. But I love that I can run a bazillion images on my system using a local version of Stable Diffusion, and get to experiment with it, try it out. And it's a lot of fun, and I'm learning new stuff. Now, there are a lot of artists, and I used to be an artist like this as well, that I was against all this AI. But the more I learned about it, to me, it's just another toolbox for me. Photoshop will always be my favorite program because I know right now if I'm going to do something high res, posters, prints, things like that, that's my go-to, and I can do that kind of stuff because I've been at it for 21 years. It's kind of like, you had the original artists were the rock, they sculpted out of rock and stuff like that, did amazing things. Along came the painters, and the sculptors went and spat on the oil painters. They said, that's not art, we're the real artists. And then along came the photographers, and the oil painters spat on the photographers and said, photography is not art. And then along came the digital artists, and the photographers spat on them. And now it's the AI artists that everybody's spitting on. You know what? The first thing an artist has to do is go and learn about AI art, how it's created properly, and learn about it first. Try it out, and then form your educated opinion. Not what you heard on the news, because if all of us that know about NFTs went by what the local news stations or Fox News or all the other ones said about NFTs, none of us would be involved in NFTs. None of us would be using cryptocurrency. But because we have the minds to look into it further, learn about it, try it out, we know more about it than the average Joe Blow on the street, because you can still walk up to people and say NFT, and they go, oh, is that the JPEG things? Yeah, no, I heard that's a big scam. You know what I mean? Anyways.
Yeah, I think that when we get to the point where artists are training their own models with their own artwork that they have made themselves, that will eliminate a lot of like the what's even the word for it? It's just like a lot of people have reservations about AI art because they're like, we don't want to steal from artists, even though it's like them compiling a million images together to get, like, I understand what it is, and I have absolutely no issues with this. And also, like, I'm not someone that commissions art, so like I'm, you know, like I'm using Midjourney because it's fun. But it's not like replacing an artist in my life because I was never hiring an artist in the first place.
Well, I have a friend who's a comic book artist. I've known him for several years, and he actually looks like Kevin Smith. Believe it or not, the movie director of Clerks, and he's also big into comics. Well, he actually just got a job about 4 months ago, I'm guessing, with Kevin Smith. And when you see a picture of them together, they almost look like they're brothers or cousins, anyways. And for the longest time, he never made any comments on Facebook about AI art. Well, he finally did last week. And I didn't want to get into a discussion with him in open spaces on Facebook. So I just private DM'd him, and we got talking. And the first question I asked him, growing up, you watch cartoons? He said, yeah. You read a lot of comics over the years? Oh, yeah, he's a big comic book reader. But he also draws comics, and he letters comics. He's known more for his lettering than his drawing skills, but he's got the drawing skills down too. I've actually bought some of his prints. So I said, so you've been influenced on all that art you saw in movies, comics, cartoons. So would you reasonably say that your style is a combination of everything that you're exposed to? Whether you think it is or not, subconsciously you can't disagree that it's not. I says, well, the AI is doing the same thing. It's looking at artwork from all over, from different styles, different people, and putting it through the computer process, and then adding all this noise to it, so the initial images disappear altogether, and then it creates the new images by taking the noise away. So if you understand the process, and I can send you a link, I found a good link last night that explains it, then you'd understand it better. So he's still not 100% for it, but he understands more. That's all I wanted him to do, to understand more about it. Because there was one big artist that was bitching left and right about everybody copying his art. Yet, when you look at his stuff, so he's ripping off Disney and anime artists, because that's what his style is. How did he learn it? From watching Disney and watching anime, and maybe reading anime comic books as well. So he's one to talk. Who did he rip off? So, and this guy's got like 1 million followers. So, again, you have to make if you don't know anything about AI art, how can you make an educated comment about it?
So yeah, Sabrina is into AI, but not on the art side so much, I don't think. But she does a lot of things with like the AI text generation, and I find that really exciting. And art, Lorenz, you've dabbled in AI art, right? Unless, of course, he is not by his microphone at the moment, which is totally understandable. Um, I think I'm going to be ending this space soon because I thought that I had deployed the latest changes that would have put my gallery up on the website, but for some reason the deploy is failing and I would like to update my website. So I am being distracted, and that's not great.
Yeah, that sounds good, my friend. Get it working, and I haven't checked it out, but when you get it working good, send me a link so I can check it out. Always nice talking to you.
Yeah. Always great speaking with you too. Sabrina, Petey, Lorenz, Robert, Old Man was here before. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it, and I will keep you informed of all of the spaces that I have later this week. So have a good day. Bye.
Take care.
I don't know why this is failing so much. but I'm distracted and I'm stressed, so I'm gonna go get off of the stream. I'm going to fix this so that we can have nice things again. And then, because I didn't really do much for this update for it to be failing. So, and we do have the art gallery up on Bandbooks Art. It's just that, the dashboard page is not working. So I do apologize for that. This has never happened to me before. It happens though. So anyway, I'm gonna stop streaming. I'm gonna stop streaming on Discord too, and please have a good day, and I will talk to you all later.